It's your one-stop shop for great wrestling. WrestleCopia.com, where you'll find an armload of great wrestling podcasts. Some are weekly, some are not. All of them are great. Ray Russell brings WrestleCopia to you, including his own show, The Wrestling Memory Grenade. There's Regional Wrestling, The Wrestling Stoop with Bob Roop, the Pure Wrestling Academy, Retro Wrestling Review with Gene Jackson, Dave Dynasty's Wrestling Nostalgia, Monday Warfare, Raw vs. Nitro, the Other Shit podcast, the Captain's Corner podcast, and much, much more. Great host, great shows. I guarantee you'll learn something every time you tune in to the WrestleCopia Podcast Network. Where do you find all these shows? How about starting it this way? Just log on to WrestleCopia.com. There's nothing else like it anywhere.
Hey kids, we're back with the Outdated Wrestling Hour. This time it's our second annual trivia contest with two of our favorite guests, Anthony Pires and Liam Savage. Bob's going to hit him with some brain teasers. I hope he asks about Ilio DiPaolo. Nobody knows Ilio anymore. They know Seth Rollins. They know Johnny Moxley. They don't know Ilio DiPaolo. They don't know George Pappas. They don't know Victor Rivera. They don't know beautiful Bruce Swayze. I pulled something again. It's trivia time on the Outdated Wrestling Hour. All right, I can't move at all now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Outdated Wrestling Hour. I am your host, Bob Smith, formerly with Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine way back when, and your co-host is Joe Puccio. Hi, everybody. We're going to do our second annual just for fun trivia contest now. We have a couple of our favorite people, the same people who are on the first one. It's Liam Savage and Anthony Pires, and they're going to go tooth and nail for fun and prizes or something. We have a fun bunch of questions, and we hope you stick around for this. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll start the festivities with Joe and I are going to talk about what we laughingly refer to as wrestling rules these days. And after that, we'll get on with our trivia festival. Get yourself a hot toddy. Get yourself a hot Dr. Pepper. Get yourself something hot. We'll be back with some hot trivia. Don't go anywhere. I mean, don't you like game shows? Attention, Gen Xers. If you'd like to explore the era that appeals to you, look no further than GenerationXWire.com. The generation who grew up with elite in entertainment, music, movies, TV, books, pro wrestling, and more finally has a one-stop destination for all their Gen X needs. From Aerosmith to Batman to the Killer Bees to the Twilight Zone, there's something for everybody at GenerationXWire.com. You won't find a more eclectic mix of pop culture content than at the leading website that specializes in the greatest generation, GenerationXWire.com. Check it out today. This is the Outdated Wrestling Hour. My name is Bob Smith. You might remember me from the old days at Pro Wrestling Illustrated, WOW Magazine, Wrestling's Main Event, Inside Wrestling, The Wrestler, Ben Strong Wrestling, Wrestling Superstars, Wrestling Annual. Oh, I'm sorry. I was only halfway through all the wrestling magazines I used to write for. I used to write a lot back when I was young and spry, but now I'm outdated. And I have an outdated fellow with me here. His name is Joe Puccio from GenerationXWire.com.
Thank you so much, Bob. And everybody might remember me from the Outdated Wrestling Hour.
There you go. And the Outdated Entertainment Hour, where now you can hear a really good episode about a horror television series. If you haven't heard that, check that out. I should be remiss in mentioning this. It's a really good episode. We're getting really great feedback on that one because we dig up stuff. You know what I'm finding about that particular episode? I didn't know that. People are saying, I didn't know that. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. So, we did a good job, Joe, when people are going, I was totally unaware this existed. And then they go searching for it. That's the whole idea.
I had a great time doing that one. There's no secret about my love of horror, whether it's TV or film. I really love the conversation that's occurring after it now on Facebook. Keep them coming. I love reading these comments, talking about it. I really had a good time doing that one. A few of the shows that you mentioned, I hadn't thought of in many years, and I know it was the same the other way around. I mentioned a few that you had never even heard of.
And while we're on this topic of getting feedback, I want to thank everybody out there all the time for the feedback we get for both the Outdated Entertainment Hour and this podcast, the Outdated Wrestling Hour. It is always appreciated. I try to answer people back when they write to me at the email box. I really appreciate the feedback we've been getting on both of the podcasts. It is really, really heartening. Anytime that anybody even responds to like one of the threads, I mainly promote this through Facebook and the other social media platforms. That's basically all I do to promote this podcast. If somebody had a different way of promoting it, I would consider it. But for right now, this is how I'm doing it. And it's paid off because our last couple of episodes of the Outdated Wrestling Hour have gone great guns. I've never done as many downloads and listens as I've done the last 2 or 3 months. It has been a thrill. And it's just as much of a thrill to hear from all of you out there. Joe hears from you. I hear from you. We hear from you in direct messages or just responding to, when I tell you what's on a particular show, you talk about it. I just want to say thank you to everybody out there. Just the regular people who I haven't even met who are now fans of the show. It really means a lot. It all makes it worthwhile. Especially you old timers like me who remember old stuff that I wrote way back in like 1988 or something. And you go, do you remember when you wrote? And I go, no, but you did. And some people actually send me clips and stuff. I can't tell you how much it means to me. Really, seriously, to have a positive effect on somebody else while you're alive is a really nice thing. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you especially to all of the Outdated Wrestling Hour fan club members. You really do help. It really helps. I can't express more appreciation than I can for you folks. They're the ones that, Joe, I don't even know if you know about this. They contribute anywhere from $3 to any amount they want to give us on a monthly basis just to keep the show going, just to keep us working. And it helps. It really, really helps. My podcast host is telling me all these amazing numbers lately, and we're hitting some new thresholds. I don't brag on our numbers, but I'm just real happy with the way things are going. We did it. We're going to start our 4th year in January. When I started this, I didn't think I would last 4 months. So I don't know what to say. Other than thank you, everybody out there. Seriously, thank you so much.
Isn't that crazy to be going into your 4th year? It really does fly, the time to, obviously when I started, I was listening to the show before I joined every week. And it's hard to believe it was that long ago. And just to sort of piggyback off what you're saying, especially with the massive number of wrestling podcasts there are out there. So I think that makes it even extra special because there's so many different shows to choose from. And for people to choose this one is really great. And I think people probably feel the way I do because, hey, look, I mean, there's podcasts from Stephanie McMahon and The Undertaker and Cody Rhodes and all these popular people in the business. But I don't know. For me, I've always sort of been attracted to the ones that are more niche, the ones that, things that you really can't find anywhere, where they're going to talk about specific things, about a period in history, about something from the past. To me, that's just more interesting. Like, I don't really want to hear about the current, what Cody Rhodes is talking about, what's going on right now. It's like, that's happening now anyway. I mean, you could follow that every week on television. So to me, that's just my personal, it's not just for wrestling. I'm talking about in other avenues of entertainment as well. I like to listen to things that maybe I haven't thought about in a while, things that I want to be exposed to. So I think that's a big part of it. I really do. We've talked about it before, but I think the outdated aspect is great because we're able to talk about things that the listenership and the fan base want to hear. They want to hear about the 70s and 80s and beyond.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. And I'm just trying to do something a little different. Like I joked on the last show, 75% of the podcast last week or recently talked about AJ Lee or anything that's going on that's like really recent. I don't even want to touch the hem of that. I really want to talk about some stuff that will make you say, "Oh yeah, I remember that." To me, that's the fun of it.
Yep.
It's like I always use the expression, "What brought you to the dance as a kid when you first saw your first wrestling, or even as an adult." I know people who got into wrestling as full grown adults. They never saw it when they were kids. So it depends on where you're from, your age group. A lot of it is, "Oh no, I know people."
I don't think I'm no, you just made me think. I don't know if I know anyone like that who got into it as an adult.
Oh yeah, some friends of mine got into it when I told them about it. And they ended up going to matches with me and stuff like that. We're talking about the '70s and stuff like that, early '80s.
Yeah,
And
that's
then when
cool.
I worked at the Record World chain, my district manager used to come in, and I was in the store in Poughkeepsie where they just happened to have the TV tapings from the World Wide Wrestling Federation back then. And we're talking about Stud Bundy cutting Andre's hair, that
Mhm.
period.
Yep.
That period when they were recording there once a month and they would show it for a month on television. So there was another person who, kind of discovered wrestling as a full-grown adult. Sometimes it works that way,
Yeah.
as the stuff gets more and more popular and more accessible, or somebody runs into it on prime time. Remember, it's not like it was when we were kids. We were watching it at noontime on a Saturday. Now it's
True.
on in prime time on big networks.
That is very, very true. That's a good point that now it's on primarily at night. It's funny you said that, we were watching it as kids at noon. I mean, when I started watching it, I'm pretty sure when I first got into wrestling, it was on as early as 10 a.m., one of the
Yeah,
syndicated shows.
sure.
And it's funny you mentioned that because it was devastating for me when it was that very, very small. It didn't happen often, but every once in a while, I would, for whatever reason, just like sleep through it. Or I don't know what happened. I wasn't feeling well. I would wake up, at 11 o'clock, whatever it was. And I just wanted to like scream. I was like, how could I miss it? And it just goes to show you how different it is today, where back then, you missed it. You missed it. What are you going to do? You can't watch it. You can't watch it online. There was no such
Mhm.
thing. Now you
Yeah,
miss it, big deal. You can miss it, you just go stream it, later on.
right. But something I always forget. When I lived in Ulster County, I lived in Ulster County for a while. And the cable systems there were like nirvana for wrestling fans because you got the stuff that was being shown up north in New York State and the stuff that was shown in New York City. You got all the city stations too. Not for the affiliates, but you got Channel 11, Channel 9, you know what I'm talking, Channel 5, the other independent stations they were back then. So on any given weekend I had and TBS. So I had the WWF, I had the NWA, we had World Class Championship Wrestling, we had Mario Savoldi's show, we had the Financial News Network showing stuff from the '50s and '60s in black and white on there. We also had there was something else I'm leaving out too, another organization. But think of it, 5 or 6 or 7
Yeah.
organizations every week on your television without even have to really search for it. And that was right before I got my job with PWI, so, yeah, I always forget about how much I enjoyed World Class. Were you exposed to World Class? Did you enjoy it as much as I did?
They would run World Class on Saturday mornings as well. I can't remember the station that it was on. It was one of those stations that would like every week they would do a different they would highlight a different territory. Definitely World Class was actually, I do remember that being one of the ones that I enjoyed the most, other than of course WWF and the NWA. I remember just those feuds with the Von Erichs and
Yeah.
Iceman Parsons and
Mhm.
Chris Adams and just like all the core talent, the Freebirds, of course. I mean, just seeing those guys back then, it was like the heat and the
Yeah.
fan reaction was like, you just couldn't believe it. You know,
I'm
like
going to
people were
have
dying.
I'm going to have to get a world-class maven of some note on the show. We have yet to touch world-class on this podcast, and I really liked it. And I don't talk about it, and I probably should because you know what? I enjoyed virtually everything they did. They had Kevin Sullivan, Tony Atlas. Just go down the list of the people who went in there. Flair. I mean, I saw on TV the replay of the Kerry winning the title. That was around what, 84 or something like that?
Yeah.
There were so many exciting moments. The Abdullah Brody feud. I mean, just keep going down the list. I mean, Gino Hernandez.
Do you ever see the WCCW DVD put out by WWE years ago? So they put out
I don't think I saw the one that they packaged. No, I don't think I've seen that one.
yeah, I think it was called like, whatever, the history of world-class championship wrestling, something like that. It was during that era when WWE was putting out all these different DVDs every couple of months on a different territory, a different wrestler. One of the ones they put out was that. And I remember I bought it from, this is back when everybody got their stuff at Best Buy, picked it up, watched it when I got home. And from what I remember, again, it's been many years, but they did a decent job. But then they also put out a WCCW documentary after that was independent. It had nothing to do with WWE.
Our Western magazines had an ad, a full-page ad for some kind of Von Erich videos, and I don't remember which set it was. It's so long ago.
Yeah.
I remember David was in the set, David Von Erich. So it went back quite a long time. Fritz, and, the whole family. Part of it was a study of the family and then all their greatest matches and stuff like that. And we sold a lot of those things. I don't know how it worked at our magazines. We had an ad for that. And I guess we had the videotapes in stock downstairs in our shipping department. I never saw one, but I'm assuming that when they sent their coupon into our magazine at our address that we shipped it out from there.
Yeah.
Because, we sold T-shirts, we sold flying discs that said PWI on them. We sold big business in old issues. They sold so many old issues, it was crazy. But anyway, back to the Von Erichs, back to World Class. Yeah, we're going to have to cover them more. Those shows hold up, and they were so well photographed. Very intimate camera work. You had Bill Mercer as your main announcer. You had Mark Lawrence. Mark Lawrence gave one of the greatest calls I've ever seen of an Abdullah versus Brody match. And I think it was at, it's one of the bigger, I think, outdoor places they did. And his call was off the charts. It was so good. He was underrated. Mark Lawrence had a very unique style as an announcer. He was the ring announcer too.
Yeah.
And you had to love old Bill Mercer, who was doing it forever.
That was great. Yeah.
It had a one of a kind flavor. It was a great promotion. When they were hot, you're right, they were super hot. Nobody was hotter than, let's say, the Freebirds Von Erich era. That was off the rails.
I know there's been so much said about the Von Erichs, throughout the years, but I legit don't know if any young wrestlers, young heartthrobs got the reactions that the Von Erichs did from girls, from teenage girls, from women. And again, this is just me watching the footage. Obviously, I've never been to any of these shows, or I was never there. I was never at the Sportatorium or anything like that. But if you look at that footage, it's like they come unglued. These people, it's so crazy, and as big as it is today, as much as the fans are into the product and they love their crowds, it's a different type of fan.
Yes.
They're not going to be that way.
But one of the things I liked about that particular era too is you never knew who was going to show up in a particular promotion. Like oh my gosh, here's Jim Cornette and his guys. Out of nowhere they would show up. Or here comes Kevin Sullivan with Mark Lewin. Well, where are they from? How'd they get here? And then they would do and then someone else would come. Well, here's One Man Gang. Holy smokes! Here comes Bam Bam Bigelow. Of course, they called him something else in World Class, and I don't know why. Larry Sharp was managing him, and they called him something else. I can't remember what it was. Oh, Crusher Yurkoff or something? It was a weird name he had. Very strange name. When he came in, he was not Bam Bam Bigelow when he first debuted in World Class. And here's Tony Atlas as, the Black Superman, had an S on his chest.
Right.
It was just, you never knew who, but they were all major stars. And I am shocked that somebody just doesn't show all the World Class all the time just from in order of those shows. The quality stayed up, I think, into when Jarrett bought the promotion, but soon after that, after they did that USWA name change,
Yeah.
it seemed to die almost instantly. It just seemed to. And I think the wrestlers were the same wrestlers were working Memphis or working Dallas, and that is a haul. If you've ever driven that, it's forever. And I just think it was too much, and it didn't last much longer after that, which is a doggone shame. And of course, it all became global with Joe Pedicino after a while, which was really the same thing as, to be honest, it was the same thing as late World Class was or USWA. So I don't know I don't know. They all did their best. You know what? And I don't want to put down the guys who stuck around, like John Tatum, and Iceman Parsons, and all of those stars that were part of that scene and stayed there. And Chris Adams was pretty loyal to that area too, and he worked with his wife for a while, Tony, I think her name was, and then there was Jeannie Clark and Steve Austin at the beginning of his career. Those things were
Right.
great. That was a great feud. Chris Adams and Tony against Jeannie and Steve Austin, stunning Steve Austin.
That's right.
Great feud.
I completely drew a blank there. I've completely blanked on those
That was an
things.
amazing
Yeah.
feud. We covered that big in the magazines.
Yeah,
Well, first of all, the women were like, "Holy smokes!" Right? We were unprepared, and it was a really, really hot feud. And Jim Garvin and Precious in World Class, just go down the list of all the stars that came in and out of there. It was a phenomenal promotion. We're going to have to talk more about that soon.
It was so good. Some of you just mentioned Jim Garvin and Precious. Some of those skits they did, some of those
Didn't they have to?
so funny.
Didn't they have to wash
Yeah.
clothes or something for a
Yeah,
month or something because they lost a big match?
They lost a match, and they had to, like, every week they had to do some other kind of menial task, whatever. Yeah. It was great.
It was great. It was great. And for once it didn't insult you. They were off. Like, it showed them at home doing stuff for, I guess, Kevin Von Erich or something like, but it wasn't as hokey as what WWF would do. It was like almost realistic. I'm not doing that. Yes, you are. You lost the match. You got to do this. Oh, Precious. I'm not doing that. I remember it was so good. And the debut of Missy Hyatt was world class with John Tatum.
With John Tatum, yeah, I almost feel like it's true. It was a little bit more realistic, and I don't know if it has to do with the production values, because obviously their production values weren't quite as polished as, like,
Oh,
WWE.
no, I disagree entirely. I thought that the world-class production values were higher than the
Really?
NWA's and
Than the
close to
WWF?
Yeah, absolutely. They were the first people to do ring music. They, just look at the clarity of the camera work in the matches. There was only so much. Now, granted, there's only so much you can do to make that sportatorium look fancy. You can't. So if you strip away that factor, look at how well it was done, how the camera work was professional, how it all was seamless, how they merged music into the introductions and all that. I think they get kind of short shrift. I think they were for its era, they were on the cusp of better television technique than most other promotions were. I really do. If you just compare it, remember we're talking early 80s, compare to what that looked like to the smaller promotions that were of the similar size. Continental didn't look like that. Calgary didn't look like that. Portland didn't look like that.
No.
World Class outshined them all.
Yeah, certainly. Against those, when you compare
what I'm
them to
saying.
those type of promotions, yeah, I was really talking more like, WWF at the time, which I
they were just doing things nobody had ever dreamed of at that point. Oh, I agree with that. Yeah. I'm just saying, I'll tell you what, look better than the TV show looked better than the NWA TV show did. The syndicated
I could see. Yeah, that I could see. I think you can make a case for that. Absolutely.
Because whoever was behind it, Fritz or whoever, they really put a lot of thought behind the productions they had.
Yeah.
It was seamless. It was a seamless, well-paced show. It always was every week. Even the lettering of the wrestlers in the ring, it was just so sharp looking. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. So we're going to talk about that at length soon. We're just gushing now as fanboys over our love of World Class. So you have another promotion from that era that you look back on and go, that was a great alternative? Because I always looked at World Class as the alternative to everything else.
I would really say if I had to pick one promotion other than the two majors at the time, it probably would be World Class. In fact, I think I probably preferred World Class over the AWA. But I will say, to me, from what I remember, and I'm not an expert by any means on the AWA, I always felt like WCCW was a little bit more compelling. I thought their storylines were more compelling, like we just spoke about the realism. I thought I actually preferred the talent in CCW over the AWA. So yeah, if I had to pick one company other than the two majors at the time, WWF and the NWA, I'd probably go with World Class.
And I couldn't believe it. Living in the Albany, New York area, they came up there. They toured in the upstate New York. I saw a card. There was a theater very similar to the Westbury Music Fair in Long Island called the Latham Starlight Theater, which was a theater in the round. It looked just like Westbury when you went inside. In fact, I believe they were built by the same architect. And we saw a world-class card up there. Me and my newspaper cronies around 82, 83. We saw Kevin Von Erich versus Absoluta Butcher. We saw the Freebirds. We saw a lot of the world-class stars right up there in Albany, and we had a blast. We didn't think we were missing anything. It was a lot of fun.
Did they actually come to like the New York area, like the New York City area?
No, not that I know of.
Okay.
If they did, it's news to me. But they came to Albany.
I have no.
You see, they ran the show on Albany and actually came there. I felt lucky. There was Gary Hart and whoever. I remember Kevin was there. I don't know if any other Von Erichs were there, but I remember there was Chris Adams and a lot of the stars from that time period, like when Abby was in. So I'm assuming that's around 81, 82. So we had a blast. It was just great. Well, anyway, it is a little bit of a touch of our memories of world-class television. We're going to hit that again soon. Our special guest will be with us in just a minute or two. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You asked for it. It's back. It's trivia time. It's Trivia Tumult. And we've got two of our favorite guests here. Jim Beam aficionado. Sorry, I made myself laugh. It says Jim Beam in the studio box, but you know him better as Liam Savage from Canada Way. How are you?
Canada Way, the small little country of Canada, yes. And
yes.
As my name would suggest, Jim Beam, I'm not a massive heavy drinker, but I just thought it'd be funny I'm doing what Puccio does, put a little name in, and I used to do it on my old podcast, and it would get a laugh out of everybody. So, we're here to laugh, right? So
yes,
let's laugh.
You're a laugh riot. When I think laugh riots, I think Liam Savage.
Okay, we'll go with that. You want to?
All right, and here's a guy who is generally funny. He's an upbeat guy who happens to be a big fan of Boston football. But right now he's holding a championship belt that says New York Yankees on it. It's Anthony Pires. You know him from his podcast and his radio shows and everything else. How you doing, you champion, you?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Outdated Wrestling Hour presented by Bob Smith. Liam Savage is here to get his ass whipped in another trivia contest to Anthony Pires because my name is Joe Puccio. Sorry.
Good Lord.
Did you guys see they dug up the interview I did with Joe McHugh recently?
Yes. I saw it.
I don't know if it's on the network. There's a Sapmar, Marius Evaldi network, but they did post it on Facebook. And I had to thank Daniel from the company there for posting that because I thought that was lost. I didn't know if that was preserved. Dig that mullet, guys, huh?
Oh, yeah. You got the glorious mullet going and you're just going
One of my coworkers used to call me Achy Breaky Bob.
Extremely sexy Bob.
Hey, I was skinny. Did you notice that? I was in good shape.
We were all svelte at one point. Yes.
Yeah, I svelte.
Yeah.
I can't say that now.
I came out of the womb needing gastric bypass. So yeah.
Well, we'll just go with that. There we go.
We'll go with that. Yeah. Anyway, you guys are good to see you. I'm glad to have you back on the show. Hope everything is well with you too. And here's what we're going to do for a Trivia Tumult. as different from last time, I was having them raise a finger and then I would ask the question and then whoever jumped in first. This time I'm going to go back and forth between the two of these guys. And
good idea. I want to give Liam a fair chance to win. I want to give Liam a fair chance against me this time. So, yeah.
And as far as the accuracy of the trivia questions, I think the percentage of error is plus or minus 100%. So just remember, I'm looking for specific answers, but I think these are pretty close to being the truth. Actually, they are. I don't think there's anything that's going to be screwed up here.
See, I would say I'm going to shut him down and everything. The minute I say that, not that I did say that, but the minute I say that, I'm going to get trounced or forget something or my brain will just explode. So I'm not going to say it. I'll just say I'll be the nicer person here and say, may the best man win, Anthony.
Liam, being a nicer person than me does not take all that much effort. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, duly noted. Duly noted.
I don't know why you guys are at loggerheads all the time, but
he started it. It was him.
Yeah.
Blame him.
You know what? You know what did it before we begin? You know what did it for me? About 3-4 years ago, I took my nephew to a wrestling show in Boston, and I was talking to my nephew about, history of wrestling, and the kid in front of me turned around and said, "My dad knows more about wrestling than you do." And I, as Michael Jordan said, I took that personally. I'm like, fine, give me every WWE champion from the beginning to the end. Oh, that's too hard. And I'm like, no, come on. Don't even try it. Give me who was the first Intercontinental champion. Couldn't answer it. So I humiliated that man in front of his child. And I hope that child remembers that.
All right. Let me see if I can impress you. Buddy Rogers, Bruno Sammartino, Ivan Koloff, Pedro Morales.
I think you missed one in between there.
Did I miss one?
Missed a couple of them.
Did I?
We had Stan the Man Stasiak.
No, I haven't gotten it. We haven't gotten to Stasiak yet.
Well,
Stasiak.
So anyway,
Stasiak beat Pedro.
Yep.
Okay. Right. Okay.
By the way, little trivia, Bob. My grandparents saw a Stan Stasiak title defense,
and it was the only one.
Yeah.
Did you know that? I just read that it was the only title defense, and it was Strongbow.
Poor guy.
Right? In New England, right? Am I recalling this correctly?
Jack Witches in Attleboro, Massachusetts.
I just read that somewhere, and it was the only sanctioned title defense that he did, and I think he lost by DQ or something.
Yeah, of course.
Any champion I don't like, I call him Stan Stasiak. What do they call the adjoiner champion, or what do they call transitional title holder? Yes.
Yeah.
All right, fans, you didn't see us, but we've had some technical difficulties, and now we are about to begin and go into Trivia Land and find out who will be the outdated trivia champion for 2025. This is a moment I've been waiting for. But before I have to tell you that Anthony's wearing the coolest Bruce Springsteen pullover. What is this?
This is my
Born to Run.
This is my button-down Born to Run T-shirt. I know it looks a little bit heavy on me. It's a 3XL, but I'm only a 1XL. So yeah.
I'll have you know that Liam showed up with an Iron Maiden T-shirt.
There you go.
Iron Maiden is the group I've seen second most behind Springsteen.
How many?
For real?
Yep, absolutely. I've seen Springsteen 20 times. I've seen Maiden 12 times.
I've seen them 3. Now I feel very inadequate.
You should feel inadequate. Yeah.
Well, I do. So there you go.
I'm up on today's music. I've seen Crosby, Stills, and Nash about 30 times, and the Allman Brothers about 19 times.
I saw Jerry and the Pacemakers once, and I already have a pacemaker.
There you go.
No, it's true. I have older taste because I'm older than dirt. So you're much older than
Bob.
You
I'm probably not much younger than you. Not much younger than you at all.
You're way younger than I am.
I'm creeping up.
54.
54. You're a child.
I'll be 47 in a few weeks. So there you go.
Oh gosh, I'm
sorry.
If I tell the listening audience what my age is, they're gonna be scared for my mortality.
Well, for 102, Bob, you're looking pretty good.
Thanks.
No, he looks awful. He looks awful for 85, but good for 102.
I need to figure out fairly who gets to go first. Shoot, I don't have. I usually roll the dice.
As defending champion, I will defer to Liam.
Wow. Okay, that's fair. Look at the decorum. This is wonderful.
I'm a fair man.
Yeah.
I'm a fair man.
Our first category is hometowns of famous pro wrestlers.
All right.
Right? And you're going to tell me if the hometown that I list for them is their real hometown.
Okay.
I'm looking for their real hometowns.
Real hometown.
Right?
Okay.
But they've been announced as being from certain places.
Okay.
And they're not always from the places they're announced from.
Sure.
Because they have a character and so on.
Yep.
For instance, The Undertaker announced from Death Valley, the border of Canada and Nevada. Is that true or false?
That's true.
Exactly. 1 point for Liam. You just
I won?
that.
Oh my God, I won. Oh, this is incredible.
I thought now when I investigated it, I thought for sure that was bogus. It's not.
I was going out on a whim. I could have sworn it was from someone else, but I'm thinking, well, it's been announced as from there, so why not?
Yeah. All right, we're going to go to Anthony now. All right. Remember Stan the Man Stasiak? Of course you do.
Absolutely.
All right. He was announced in the WWF as being from Buzzard Creek, Oregon. Was he?
I'm going to say he was announced from there, but we all know it was Portland, Oregon, so I'm going to say yes. Buzzard
Boy,
Creek.
you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. You nailed it. So there's a point for you. There is a Buzzard Creek, Oregon, but it's a creek, right? There's no town called Buzzards Creek. So you nailed it. He is from Portland, Oregon. Well done. Excellent. All right, here's one for you, Mr. Liam.
Yes.
Still on the hometown kick.
Okay.
Sabu, billed from Bombay, Michigan. Yay or nay? True or false?
That's a big nay. It's partly true because the Michigan part is true, but
well, here's the funky part about this.
Yes.
There is a region called Bombay in Michigan, but no town.
Oh, hold the phone. Are you kidding me? Is this a trick?
No. It's still, you had it right, but he was born and raised in Staten Island.
Wait a second. Staten Island, New York?
Staten Island, New York, yeah.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I kind of like the way I thought it was like a tribute to
his uncle. Yeah.
The Sheik.
Yeah.
In two different ways, because he was from the Detroit area and Bombay, of course, and so on and forth. All right. Here's one for Anthony. Akeem, billed as being from Africa. True or false?
Well, he was billed from Africa, but the real one-man gang was from Halsted Street in Chicago.
Actually, he was born in South Carolina.
Oh, God.
Oh,
come on.
So close.
No, but you get the point because all I wanted was true or false. That's all I'm looking for. But he's a Southern boy.
All
right. Okay. Liam Yokozuna, billed from Tokyo, Japan.
That's a big false on that.
Yep, he's from San Francisco.
But where was he billed from? Where was he billed from?
Billed from Tokyo.
Yeah.
No.
Wasn't he?
The Polynesian Islands.
Well, are we just talking about him as Yokozuna or him as Cocaina? Or
I'm talking Yokozuna.
That's funny because I remember distinctly being from Tokyo.
I could have
sworn playing him up as a Japanese guy.
I'm just saying he was built from the Polynesian Islands.
Well, in any event, it's correct because it's like he's not from where he was built from.
Yeah.
But now it's back to Liam, I guess, right?
I just did
or
that
back
one.
to Anthony.
No, my turn, goddammit.
I'll do two.
Roddy Piper, billed from Glasgow, Scotland. Where was he really from?
He was really a Canadian, eh?
You know it, eh? From Saskatoon,
Eh?
Probably Liam would have nailed that one, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was kind of funny when I was a kid and I found out he was actually Canadian. I said, you got to be kidding me. Because he does sound Scottish a bit, but not fully. So.
Now, Liam, this one might be a little hard because it's an old timer. All right.
Oh, boy.
There was an Indian wrestler called Chief White Owl.
Yes.
And he was billed as being from the Cherokee Indian Reservation in North Carolina. True or false?
Okay, so what I'm thinking is 98% of native wrestlers were not native. I'd say a good 98%. So what I'm going to say You may get dinged for this, but I'm going to say it's false.
Yeah, it was false. He's from Wilmington, Ohio.
See?
Now, all right, now we're going to have two questions about another famous Indian wrestler, Tatanka. What was his original rig name, which was his real name? And this is Anthony, this one's
real
for
name?
you.
Chris Chavez.
You got it. Absolutely got it. Now, now this one gets a follow-up. All right.
False.
True or false? He's a member of the Cumbee tribe in North Carolina. Oh, you're right. I read it wrong. Excuse me. I can't read my handwriting. No, you're right.
I'm a sicko.
No, but you nailed it because you knew the name of the tribe. You even knew the name of the tribe. Holy smokes! Well, I know this, but
we all knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now we leave the American Indians or the Native Americans. We go and we look at the Ultimate Warrior, Liam.
Okay.
Other than Ultimate Warrior and Dingo Warrior, name any other ring name he used in his career.
So besides Dingo Warrior and Ultimate Warrior, he was just called Warrior in WCW.
That's true. Give me one more.
See this. I don't believe he wrestled under his real name, Jim Hellwig. I've only got the 3 there. That's all I can come up with.
What do you got, Anthony?
Oh no.
That's right. Okay. There's more.
I forgot that.
There's others too.
Is there?
Yeah, believe it or not, he did wrestle under his name of Jim Hellwig.
Okay.
And yes, it's Jim Justice.
Jim Justice. Okay, was that right after the Blade Runners? Because that's what I'm trying to think. Where did I hear that?
He snuck that in somewhere. He probably was in the Indies at one point. And
I feel like an idiot because I should have thought of the Blade Runners with Sting immediately, and I did not think of that. And that's my fault. I'm a bad person, and there we go.
This time I want you to put a finger in the air because these are pointed questions. You ready?
Yep.
Who was Dusty Feldbaumer?
Haystacks Calhoun?
No.
Okay.
Dusty Feldbaumer was a referee in the WWF for about 10 years.
Okay.
I had never heard that.
Throughout the 1970s. It's a great name, isn't it?
Dusty Feldbaumer. It's a great name. Yeah.
All right. Here's another one. Who was Guy Galante? I made these too hard.
I'm gonna say Mario Galante's alter ego.
No.
It's the best I can come up with.
All right. I'll just say who it was. He was the director of both Roller Games and the WWF syndicated TV programs for over 10 years.
Okay.
Wow.
The last thing you saw at the end of All Star Wrestling was on the screen, directed by Guy Galante.
Okay.
And I have asked around. I want to do a show on him because I have asked around. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I have asked around, and nobody knows anything about the guy who was the director of the show from Bruno all the way through the expansion.
Yes.
And nobody remembers him. So I want to know more about Guy Galante. I understand he was also a nature
it's like
nature director.
It's like most of Liam's girlfriends. I don't remember him.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well, I remember all of your boyfriends' names, so zing. There you go.
Ouch.
Tommy Young became famous as an NWA referee. Where did he get his start? Okay. Anthony.
Liam was first.
I'm just taking a guess. Mid-Atlantic.
I was gonna say Georgia, but
you're close. You're both close. Okay. He was the IWA, the Eddie Einhorn promotion.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Those were hard.
Well, we know your affection for IWA, so yeah.
Oh gosh, I have to have at least one question about them. Yeah.
At least, yeah.
All right. We're going to go to Liam. Where was Jim Ross's first WWF appearance?
That would be WrestleMania 9 LA Coliseum.
Was it the LA Coliseum?
Or nope.
Caesars, but
am I right?
It was Caesars because they were all dressed up in togas.
Oh, was it? It was supposed to be at the LA Coliseum. No, that was
7.
Now I'm confused.
WrestleMania 7.
That was 7. Yes. Well, it was in LA regardless. So there you go. I think
Vegas, but close.
Vegas. Yeah, that's right next door. Yeah.
Well, if he got the number right, he got the thing right.
I got WrestleMania 9. I knew that much.
Right. I'm not arguing this.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing this.
No, I'm just saying. I didn't really care that.
But
yes, he was
got this right.
in his very first WWE appearance. He had a toga on.
Yeah. I'm getting 7 and 9 confused as far as the where it was supposed to be, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Anthony,
how many titles did Jerry Lawler win in the WWE?
Jerry Lawler in the WWE? I'm going to say, other than beating Bret Hart for the King of the Ring title in SummerSlam 93, which is not official, I got to say the answer is a 0.
That's absolutely true. He never won a title in all these years. Can you imagine?
I almost thought you were going to ask him how many USWA heavyweight titles he won, and I thought, okay, well, there's no way anybody would get that. So. 183 or something, I don't know. But
all right, Liam?
Yes.
Who was the female wrestler? What's her real name?
Okay.
Was known as the Cat in WWE.
Oh, Stacey Carter.
Yep. That's right.
I may have seen her once or twice online or something.
Jerry Lawler.
Just saying.
Were they married or did they just...
They were married.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Lucky guy.
All right, Anthony.
Yes.
Jacqueline Moore, female wrestler.
Yep.
Name any of her ring names.
Oh God, she was Miss Texas or Jacqueline, and there was one more. I forget what it was, but I'll stick with Jacqueline and Miss Texas.
Oh, she had about 7 of them, depending on what league
By the
she
way,
was fighting.
I preferred her over Sable every day of the week, twice on Sunday.
I'll tell you what, I saw her in Memphis, and she was tremendous. She was a really good wrestler.
Mm.
She had a they were in a vat full of mud in the middle of the ring. She took on a dirty white girl, Tony Anthony's, and she was the heel in that one. And it was Tony. I'm talking to Tony after the match. He's going, "Boy, that was refreshing." He says, because they had mud in their trunks and everything else. They used real mud.
Wow,
that's Memphis.
They didn't fake nothing in Memphis, unlike my wife.
No.
But,
whoa. Okay.
Oh my gosh!
Just took a right turn there.
All right, I guess it's Liam's turn now.
Sure.
Ivory in the WWE.
Yes.
Was in Glow as Tina Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
Name any of her other ring names. She had 4 other ring names that she was in various organizations, and everywhere she went, she changed it.
See, this is the one. Not big on Glow. I'll just take a Hail Mary here under her name, Lisa Moretti. I would assume at some point.
Yes, it's right. It's right.
Okay.
She was also known as Tina Moretti.
Okay.
Tina Ferrari and Nina for some reason.
Okay. Well, I just took
I can't tell you why.
I can't either.
She can call call herself whatever she wants.
I'll tell you. I agree, and I'll tell you what. I hated Glow. I loved her. She was an athlete. She stood out. You could tell she had a future. Right? No, am I right?
13-year-old me loved Hollywood a lot.
Hollywood, yeah. Oh my God, what deal with the devil has she made? She looks tremendous. Have you seen her recently?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she looks better now than she ever has, and she's got to be 40-some years old at least.
She's been north of that, I think.
She's older. She's older than me. If I was into her at 13, there's no way she was doing that at 13. She's probably in her early 60s.
Well, I got news. She don't look it. She does not look it. She's all over social media, so you can't miss her. So, all right, whose turn is it? We're still tied. Liam. No, Anthony. It's Anthony's turn, right?
My turn, baby.
Right? Your turn.
Yeah.
This wrestler was managed by Slick, Fred Blassie, Bobby Heenan, and Tony Angelo.
Slick, Bobby Heenan, and Tony Angelo. Oh, Hercules.
No. Tony Angelo is like the early 70s. Think again.
Sorry.
Actually, that's a loss for you.
Yeah, it's a loss. I don't know who Tony Angelo is, so I'm going to defer to you. I don't know.
Nikolai Volkov.
Oh, because
he was one of the Mongols.
When did Heenan manage Nikolai Volkov?
For a few minutes. In
wow.
All right, we go to Liam. Can I read my own right here? Listen, you can't get them all. You're a genius, but nobody gets them all. Okay. Liam.
I'm ready.
When I had my first newspaper job, these guys were all the rage. Who were the original 3 machines in the WWF?
Oh,
guys in the mask. They were the machines.
The originals.
Now, I don't care if you tell me their ring names. Tell me who they were under the masks.
Okay.
The original 3.
So this is the thing. I didn't know there was more than ones I was aware of.
No, but they teamed with other guys who, like later Hogan did a match with them. He had a mask on. You see what I'm saying? Junkyard Dog had a mask on. You know.
Okay.
But who are the original 3?
Oh, geez. Okay. I'm gonna go with what
this one was easy.
Well, I'm gonna go with what I know. Andre the Giant.
Right.
Bill Eadie.
Right.
And the third one is escaping me. I'm trying to. Okay. I'm gonna take a chance here because it's totally escaped me. I'm guessing Blackjack Mulligan.
You nailed it, my friend.
Oh, I got it.
Good job, man.
I was right. Okay.
Good job. You see, you got to think a little bit.
I thought for some reason that wasn't right. I don't know why.
Blackjack.
Now I'm going to defer. Now I'm going to defer back to Anthony for the bonus. You ready?
Yep.
Who was their manager?
Oh, Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah.
You got it. Holy smokes.
Captain Lou.
I am so impressed by you guys. I can't even tell you.
Keep telling us. Just tell us. That's fine.
All right. I'm impressed by you guys.
Somebody has to tell me they're impressed by me.
Yeah.
Wrestling managers who were once wrestlers. I'm going to ask you if they ever won championships. Did Bobby Heenan ever have a belt? I'll throw it up to either one of you.
That could be a bit of a trick. I'm thinking because
Bob, I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna say no. He never won a belt.
You got it. Never won a belt in his whole career.
See, this is what I was thinking. But the thing that kind of screwed me up was I thinking he did wrestle in Japan for a few tours, and I'm thinking, hey, maybe he won a title there, dropped it before he went back home, but I guess not. Okay.
Lou Albano.
Yeah.
I think 3 different times in different territories with Tony Altomore. That must have been a terrible, terrible tag team. No, I'm saying it because just picture old school. Oh, my God. How did they get over? They were the Sicilians.
They were the Sicilians.
They were known as the Sicilians.
Yeah.
And they looked, and they got in trouble, supposedly, with the real underground because they didn't like being depicted on a wrestling show.
Mm.
So there you go. How about James J. Dillon? All you got to say is yes or no. Did he win a championship throughout his career?
In Florida, he had to have. He wrestled for 20 years in Florida. He had to have won.
I got news. He won a whole bunch of titles.
Yeah,
he won a whole bunch of titles. He was actually quite successful as a wrestler, which I didn't think until I looked it up.
Do you guys?
I just thought he was kind of because I remember him like jobbing for the Sheik when he was young, right in Detroit.
Well, yeah.
Do you guys remember him hiding in the closet when Ric Flair was supposedly going to have sex with Precious?
No, I don't remember this.
Go back to 1987 YouTube, the dream date, Ric Flair and Precious.
Oh, yeah. I have some horrid memories of that. Yeah, I'd rather just put that right at the back of the brain like it was before, but Anthony chose to bring that out. Thank you so much.
That's what I did.
All right. Now, I listen, I have one more manager. Did he ever win a championship? Arnold Skaaland.
No.
I say yes because I think he was a North American WWF Tag Team Champion way back in the late 60s, but I could be wrong.
You said yes, which is all I'm looking for. He actually won a tag team title with Spiros Arion.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought he was, from what I understood, he was more preliminary to mid-card through most of his career. So I wouldn't have
won tag team champion.
Right, so. Yeah, but I just wouldn't have thought that.
You know what I love? Do you guys read Bob Backlund's book where when I was a kid, I always thought Skaaland was giving him all this kind of advice. Instead, Skaaland's telling where they're all going to dinner after the show.
I like that.
Oh, we're going to Sabatino's or whatever.
I like that.
One of my favorite moments of hanging out in locker rooms and at ringside was when the sheep herders were still the sheep herders.
and they were in an NWA show. I think it was the Meadowlands. And Bill Apter is in the locker room with Butch, and they are singing Anthony Newley hits together. I've got the thing to do. I don't know the songs, but they were singing these songs. They come out, and Bill's at ringside to shoot his, photos, and I see Butch bend over, and he's still, I've got the love. They're singing right in the ring together, Anthony Newley, and nobody could figure out what was going on but me, and I am busting a gut. I'm like, this is the silliest thing I've ever seen, because they were the sheep herders.
Yeah, I like that.
So
that's great.
All right, are you guys ready?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how to handle this question, but I love this question. In fact, I'm going to put it to both of you.
Okay.
I'll start with Liam. Liam, name 2 pretty boys.
Pretty boy Larry Sharp and pretty boy Doug Summers.
Okay.
Liam, those are the only 2 I could think of.
That's because it was taking me a second. I'm thinking AWA.
Because I was coming to you, Anthony. I wanted your name too. There's plenty of them.
I'm sure there's tons, but that's the only ones that came to mind.
The only 2 I could think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
You're gonna cringe when I tell you the first one. You're gonna go, I should have guessed that. Larry Hennig, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Pat Patterson for a while was Pretty Boy Pat Patterson.
Okay, I didn't know. Yeah.
Oh, do you remember he did the effeminate thing for a while? He used to put lipstick on and.
Yep.
Yeah, he used to put lipstick on and was really swishy. He was like a gorgeous George. So there you go. All right, what do we have here? What I don't know who to ask. Go to Anthony on this one. George Steele had a secret life in Michigan. What was it?
Oh, he was a teacher, and he was a high school teacher and a high school football coach.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And somehow his students would come to him and say, "We saw you on TV. You're a wrestler." He goes, "I am not," and they believed him.
Of course.
Talk about old school, right? I mean, you can never get away with that now.
No.
Anthony.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. Liam, I'm sorry. Liam.
Sorry.
Why not?
Early in his career, Ric Flair was billed as the nephew of another blonde battler named Rip Hawk. Was that true or not?
I'm going to say that's false.
It was false.
Yeah.
They were partners, right? They were the middle.
That was Ric Flair's first taste of stardom. When he went down south and he was teaming with Rip Hawk. I think they teamed for almost a year, and they were really good together. They looked alike, and I think that's when Flair bleached blonde his hair for the first time, put big sunglasses on, very flamboyant, and that was his first taste of real stardom for Ric Flair. Mm-hmm. There is some tape of the 2 of them floating around out there, but I wouldn't know where to tell you to get it. Okay, this is for Anthony. True or false? Ric Flair was stolen and sold as a baby.
That is 150% true.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I knew he was adopted. I didn't know the extent of that. I knew he was adopted, so yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's tough. Wow.
A little bit.
Black market baby, that's what he called himself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Liam, right now, Anthony's in the lead by 3. Liam,
really?
Who is the first wrestler on the cover of Sports Illustrated?
I'm going to say Hulk Hogan, but I thought it might be somebody else.
No, you got it.
Okay.
All those years.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Hulkamania that they put a wrestler on the cover.
Yeah.
Wrestling Mania. This is the Pope.
Wrestling Mania, yeah. That's right.
I thought for some reason Iron Sheik was on there at some point. Maybe I'm completely out of left field there, but...
So now we go to Anthony. Name a wrestler who used beautiful before his ring name.
Oh, God. Beautiful Bobby Eaton.
Okay.
One of my all-time favorites, brother.
All right. Liam, you want a point? Give me another beautiful.
That was the first one that came to mind.
Okay. Oh. Okay. There was a guy named Beautiful Bruce Swayze in the 70s. And another guy who was also known as Beautiful Bobby, but it wasn't Bobby Eaton. All right. All right. We'll go to I guess we go to Anthony at this point?
No, it's Liam. Liam.
I think it was me, yeah.
A lot of guys were known as handsome for their ring name. Give me one.
Handsome Harley Race.
Okay. You want a point?
Yeah.
Anthony, give me
Handsome Jimmy Valiant, baby.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Want another point, Liam? Give me another one.
Yeah, I'm blanking.
Okay, I think
it's been a long day,
you're
guys.
coming up blank. Anthony, if you want one more point, give me another handsome.
How about the handsome stranger?
Oh,
yes,
God.
Buck Bagwell, early in his career. And I have one more. Show how old I am. Handsome Johnny Barron.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Right, that's the 60s.
I remember that name, yes.
Right, yeah.
Damn it.
All right. This is incredible. And they're all true. Especially in the WWF. All right, guys. Anthony, we'll start with you. Give me a king. Any king.
King Harley Race.
Okay. Liam, give me a king. Any king.
Jerry Lawler.
All right.
Back to me.
Anthony, give me another king.
King Haku.
That's exactly right. Liam, give me another king.
Does Eddie Gilbert count?
It sure does.
There you
He
go.
was the king of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So either one of you, give me a king. Go ahead, Anthony.
King Bobby Shane.
You are the man. That was the obscure one here. That's a great answer. I give you your props for that. But there's more.
How dare you,
guys?
Come on.
I'll say King Booker.
Absolutely true.
Right. Well,
just keep calling them out, guys.
You ever a guy named King Ernie Ladd?
That's absolutely correct.
How about King Curtis Iakea?
Very good. Even though it wasn't a technical king, he's still a king.
Well, he's still a king in his name, so.
There is plenty more.
King Bret Hart.
He was a king?
1993 and 1991 King of the Ring winner. I was at the 91 coronation. So, hell yes.
They put a king? I didn't know that. I didn't. I had Owen Hart written down.
Well, sorry, but if you gave me enough time, I would have said Owen Hart maybe next.
Oh, well, I didn't know him. Still plenty more.
If we're going just by names, are we going by names or do they have to portray a king?
Either.
Okay, King Kong Bundy.
No.
No, that's
within his name.
King Kong is a gorilla. All right.
Because there was a if you may have recalled, there was a King Magnificent Morocco in 1985 in Foxborough, Massachusetts, winning the first ever King of the Ring tournament. But if you don't accept that, King Mabel works as well.
Yeah,
Mabel is there. You go. All right, keep going, kids. They kept going with this king gimmick forever.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's go with King Sheamus. I don't know.
That's right.
Yeah, he was a king. I remember that.
Well,
that is absolutely correct. And Anthony, how about you? Give me another one.
King Regal. King William Regal.
No.
When the hell was that?
He was the king of the ring and the number one contender to the world title when he got busted for drugs, and they killed his push right then and there. He was the commissioner, the king, and the number one contender.
Right. There's more. I have 1, 2, 3 others.
Go ahead, Liam. I give this to you.
They're pretty when I say you're gonna go, they were pretty obvious too.
Well, okay, I guess it was double-sided for this one. King Hunter Hearst Helmsley, but also the King of Kings as well. So maybe that qualifies. He was a King of the Ring, so I don't know.
100% right. They coronated him. He's 100% right.
Yeah.
Need more.
There's a Macho King Randy Savage.
That's the one. All right, I only have 2 more on my list.
Okay. Jeez.
You got one.
I'm trying to think obscure.
One of them's really obscure.
Okay. I think maybe Anthony has it. Bad News Barrett, King Barrett.
Yes, King Barrett. That was the obscure.
Yeah,
one.
I was. Okay.
King Xavier Woods.
Oh my Lord!
That's absolutely right.
How the hell did you come up with that? Oh, Jesus.
There's 2 you've forgotten.
There's another one.
King Tito Santana. King Tito Santana. 1980.
What?
I swear to God, I was there. King Tito Santana, 1989, Providence
News
Civic
to
Center.
me?
No.
There's
no way.
What do you want to bet?
I'll take 50 cents. How about that?
How about a nice cold one? Nice cold quaff.
1988 King of the Ring, Ted DiBiase.
I'm
this
drawing a
one
blank
isn't
on
resonating
these.
with me at all.
No, me either. But I got one written down. You go, oh, shoot, I forgot. It's Kurt Angle.
That's right. Yep.
Oh, yeah, he did win it.
Yeah.
Well, how do you like that?
All right. We're getting now to the end of my planned questions. I'll just hold it for both of you guys. What was L.A. Knight's name in Billy Corgan's NWA? Anthony?
Eli Drake. Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly.
True or false? Ox Baker killed 2 wrestlers with his heart punch.
Well, depends if we're taking the working way of doing it or if we're being real.
I just want a true or false.
Yeah, I'll say true.
No, it wasn't.
I thought the whole thing was at least Iron Mike DiBiase or something was one.
No, two wrestlers died. 2 wrestlers died after wrestling Ox Baker, but for other health reasons.
Yeah.
Wrestling in the 1960s and 70s, being the tasteful thing that it was back then, felt that they could actually take the actual demise of 2 living human beings and make an angle out of it.
Yep.
Right? I mean, God almighty.
But that's true.
That's awful. I think that's pushing it too far, personally. The whole thing was a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But that's what they did. So as I look at our score sheet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 23. Anthony wins by like 3 points.
Of course he does.
He's exulting. He's the king.
Bob, because I love Liam. Because 2 reasons. Number 1, he's nowhere near as handsome as me. And number 2, his name is Liam, which I love. I'm going to allow you to ask him a 3-point question off the top of your head to have him tie it. I am magnanimous, if nothing else.
All right, here's an easy one. Liam?
I didn't say make it easy. I just said give him a 3-point question. Christ.
All right, this is the 3-point question. I worked for Pro Wrestling Illustrated from 1988 in the office till about 1993. Name 2 other staffers.
Craig Peters and Stu Sachs.
There you go. What other magazine questions could I ask her? No, I already told that I wrote the first 2 Feedy 500s. That's common knowledge.
Bill Apter is the Office heavyweight champion for
he had his cardboard belt.
Did he ever defend against Matt Brock? Because Matt Brock seemed like a badass.
He was a badass, my friend. And I'll tell you why he's a badass. I'll tell you exactly why.
You train?
It's a tough flight on the road, guys.
Yeah.
You run out of smokes. It's 2:00 in the morning. There's no convenience stores open. The only hotel's got flickering light outside, man.
My favorite Matt Brock article of all time, just bear with me a second, was when he traveled to Memphis to find the Lord Humongous. And he couldn't find him, and he was drinking at a bar, and he saw a scary man playing the piano at the bar at like 2 a.m. Turns out that was the Lord Humongous. I didn't know Vicious could play the piano, to be honest with you.
I didn't know that either. I will fess up about one thing. I was Matt Brock for about 2 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
You are so badass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. But I lived that life, baby. I have been desperate for a drink and went in regatta with a bomb just to get a swig. You know what I'm saying?
Who was Liz Hunter?
To this day, I don't know who Liz Hunter was. I really don't. I think Liz kind of preceded my tenure there. I think she was phased out by the time I got there.
I know Eddie Elner was real. I know
Eddie Elner was real.
Yep.
Absolutely real. Yeah, both of them. And you know what? Eddie Elner was who you think he was. Acerbic kind. He was a heel. Yeah, he was a heel. There was no kayfabe with that. That was the real deal. Eddie was, he'd argue with you, the type of thing, over stuff.
He's a good writer though. They're really creative in that bunch.
That was the literature of my life. Pro wrestling, the Stanley Weston mags, and for you, Bob, I thank you for that.
Well,
tip of the cap to you, Bob.
Well, if it wasn't for those years toiling, and I mean really toiling, when I got there, like I say, I call myself the Martin Short of that group because I replaced somebody late in the Rockville Center era, right, when they were there.
Right.
And I will say that it was a lot of work. There, our sales were going down around right about the time when I walked in and everything went to hell. Right, the sales started to fail around 1988, and what happened was their way of fighting sales was to put out more product, all kinds of different magazines. So we were working. Well, I remember one week we put out 3 magazines. Our wrestling department did. It was crazy.
Bob, you know my cricket was every year for my parents?
A subscription?
The Wrestler, Inside Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Wrestling 84, and what was the other one called? God, there was like...
Wrestling Superstars?
Wrestling Superstars, yes.
Yes, because that was the color one. Yeah. They bought you that stuff?
A subscription every year from the time I was... Yeah. I've got so many of those things in my trunk, you wouldn't believe it.
And even in the day when I worked there, I thought that their mail order subscriptions were really expensive. They weren't cheap.
Hey, I was a good boy. I got like straight A's in school when I cheated off the kid next to me. So my parents said, if you like one year it was so... One year I cheated so much they took me to WrestleMania 4. I swear to God.
Wow.
I made first honors, so I get to go to WrestleMania 4.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't do so well. So,
what do you mean by that?
Well, we had WrestleMania 6 right in our backyard, and I guess my grades weren't good enough. I guess I didn't make it there. I'm sorry. No, I didn't go.
My friends and I drove to WrestleMania in 18 with Hogan Rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's when I started to tune out. So, I wasn't really big on it then. But as a child, I was really anchoring to get to that WrestleMania 6. Just didn't happen. But that's okay.
You know what's amazing? When I got the job with those wrestling magazines, my parents didn't care. It didn't even faze them. They weren't wrestling fans. They weren't into it. And it was like, oh, that's nice.
My parents,
I said, do you ever go to the drugstore where they have all those wrestling magazines and see my name in the magazine? He said, no. They had literally no interest in what I was doing.
To be fair, I was writing for music magazines in my early 20s, and
natural music magazines.
Yeah, nothing that nothing you'd probably heard of, like underground kind of, but there were available.
But I used to buy the
unrestrained.
I used to buy the Canadian music magazine Beatle in the 70s.
Okay.
Beetle.
Yeah. But I started writing for that, and I was like, look, guys, it's in print. You see that? There's my name. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's good. and they're the ones that gave me all my music knowledge. So there you go. I don't know.
I was thrilled my family went on to ProWrestlingTees.com and bought my T-shirt, which is still for sale.
Someone had to, right? So that's the main thing. So
we sold 131 shirts.
Well, see, I should be getting some of that as hyping you up, right? Like I hype you up online, and where's my cut?
Yeah, you get nothing.
Yeah, you don't even know, do you?
No, I don't know.
How dare you? I try to be a nice guy here, and I expect something in return. I get nothing. Like, what do you want?
You're trying, usually fail, but that's okay. We love you anyway.
For those who are listening to us, Anthony had the straightest face and went, "You get nothing," like Ted Knight in Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Right? Remember the scene?
You'll get nothing and like it.
Right, yeah. My father used to say that to me.
I want a cheeseburger.
I want a hamburger? No. I want a cheeseburger. I want a hot dog. I want French fries. You'll get nothing and like it.
Anthony was very stern in his appearance, and I don't know if I care for it, to be honest with you. But,
Yeah, that was pretty rough. I have to admit, he's walking a tightrope here over his T-shirts.
Yeah.
And by the way, what does this say on the T-shirt, Anthony? Please, come now. Tell us what it says on the shirt.
Is that Born to Run?
It is.
No. The T-shirts you're selling.
On ProWrestlingTees.com, under PWInsider.com's page, it is the AEW post-show party. Myself and Corey Strode every Wednesday. I will be returning in the very near future, but there is a T-shirt of just me and him arguing as we usually do over the quality, or as I say, lack thereof, of AEW.
I have seen the shirt. As you guys know, I still bowl competitively. I just picture myself walking into the bowling lanes with that shirt on, and then people look at me like I'm crazy.
I do have to commend Anthony, though, because he actually has to sit there and watch the show. And, I mean, I can't say I've done that in many years. Hats off to Anthony.
It's laborious, especially when you get the pay-per-views, these 8-hour affairs. And bear in mind, 8 hours is a long time to be drinking these beers, as you can see from Gray Sale. So by the time I get to the post-game show, usually, hey, here we are.
I will say this. Yeah. Anyone over the age of 40 who was a wrestling fan as a kid and grow up, get older, and is still into it, I give you all the props. Because you know what? I have finally reached the point where I hate to say this. I could take today's stuff or leave it. I have reached that point. I have reached that point. Definitely. I am not satisfied by anything right now. Go ahead.
A question for you, Bob. You've been very critical of the NWA. Did you go to that show in Long Island?
I did. And you know what? It was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Would you? Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
And I'm kind of rooting for them to just keep touring, because you know what? Affordable tickets in nice venues. It was a nice thing. They didn't tell the fans it was going to be a TV taping, which was 4.5 hours, but But the better stars there were good. Like Tom Latimer, and a couple of the women were terrific. And
Kenzie Page and Natalia Markova. I think those are amazing talents.
And they had a match as good as anything in WWE, no question. So when I see that they do have some stuff that works, and it worked because they didn't surround it with stupidity. They just let him go in the ring. You know what I'm saying? No gimmicks, no other stuff. They just let him go. The problem with today's wrestling is they don't have enough confidence in the ability of their competitors to just put one against another and let them go. We have to have false finishes and, attacks backstage and all this drama. Well, it's building a storyline arc. Well, you know how you build a storyline arc? You can do it in the ring, too. Do it with a disputed finish or a draw. A draw can start a feud.
Yep.
It's just that simple.
Right? God, I saw so many 20-minute, 30-minute, 10-minute draws in the openers back in those house shows. Yeah.
Or in championship matches, too, in the Garden. They would have draws. Backlund Greg Valentine had a draw, and I think they worked for 4 months. Pat Patterson and Backlund worked for 4 months.
It seems like around here, the independent shows are few and far between, but the ones that do come out, they have names like there's one promotion apparently in Toronto called Super Kicked Wrestling. And right with the name, I thought, well, how am I supposed to take you seriously? And I don't know. I just, it may be a bit lost on me. I'm a product of the older generation, and the newer stuff, I don't see the psychology a lot of the times. If you look in WWE, you will see it eventually, but it's a lot of veterans, and it doesn't seem like the psychology is coming up as much as it should with the newer generation. And it's sad for me, because I don't want to have to just say I'm done and walk away, but it comes few and far between when I actually watch the shows.
Nobody got up from the Hogan leg drop. Nobody got up from the Warrior Splash, or even when he was a babyface, the Sergeant Slaughter Cannon. That's finishes should be finishes. I do have to rock and roll, so I'm going to bid you both adieu.
Well, I will sign off here, folks. Anthony Pires, thank you. Ian, thank you. Another wonderful
Liam,
trivia
right?
question. I hope you guys had fun. Did you enjoy yourself?
Him too.
Thank you.
Thank you. We hope you enjoyed this latest edition of the Outdated Wrestling Hour as we go back for a little fun and mirth with our trivia contest. I hope you played along with us and had some fun. Write to us, outdatedwrestling@gmail.com. Just write to us. I answer people all the time there. Not every time, but every time when I can get to something, I will answer you. If you have some questions or you just want to shoot the breeze about something, I'm right there. It's literally me. I'm the only one in that mailbox, and we can have a conversation if you'd like. Also, check out outdatedwrestlinghour.buzzsprout.com. That is our website. All of our shows are there at the press of a button. You can also hear us at WrestleCopia.com. We're all over social media, or I am anyway. On Facebook, I'm Bob Smith, the only one that sings with BB King. Outdated_Bob. It's all over the place. Twitter and X and same thing. Twitter, X, Blue Sky, you name it. Threads. Just keep going down the list of social media sites. We are there. So if you ever want to say hello, that's the place to go. I will say that I use Facebook as my main jam when it comes to promoting the show. It's just more convenient for a bunch of different reasons, and it works. So we're going to keep using Facebook. So, yeah, Facebook is where we do most of our hyping for our podcast. This one in the Outdated Entertainment Hour as well. So check it out if you'd like to. We're going to let you go. It's a long show, but we hope it's an entertaining show. Once again, I want to reiterate something that we've been talking about. I have a health problem, and I may need surgery. I don't know for sure yet. If I do need surgery, we may have to cut out for a week or two from the podcast, but we will present you a best of one way or another. I'm hoping it doesn't happen. I just don't know yet, but it's coming up quick. And you will know in plenty of time what our schedule will be. It's going to be the usual Friday thing. So we usually release to the podcast apps on Friday. Doesn't mean they'll put it out on Friday, but, most of them do. So in any event, keep it whether you're out here, and we'll let you know what's going on. No sweat. I'm hoping everything's going to be cool. I've been bombarded with problems lately. And I mean it. I've had some bad luck, but we will see how fast we can pull through this. I got a lot of support out there from all of you. I had a couple of the guests who've been on the show write to me. I'm not going to say who they were because I don't want to embarrass them, but they had some very nice things to say, and like, you got to get better and stuff like that. And it really feels nice. So I really appreciate that. Again, it's nothing fatal. It's nothing really awful, but in a way it is awful because I would need really advanced surgery if I do get the surgery, that type of thing. I don't want to talk about this stuff on the air. So in any event, we'll keep you posted on what our schedule is going to be like in case we have a snafu. That's it. It's been a long show. My name is Bob Smith. I used to be with PWI, and for myself and Joe Puccio and our guest, Anthony Pires and Liam Savage, thank you for listening. We really do appreciate it. In the words of Ringo Starr, use the Beatle, Peace and love, brothers and sisters. Peace and love.